Good evening. Welcome to Military Strategies. We are live right now. January 8, 2026, Iran. The Islamic Republic of Iran is facing the darkest night in its history since the revolution of the 1980s. The streets are completely on fire. People are overthrowing the Ayatollah, and the internet has been shut down because harsh repression is being used against the Iranian people. Family, we're telling you everything that's happening tonight here on Military Strategies. Leave your likes, your comments. Let's get started. Very good evening, family. Welcome to Military Strategies. We are live right now. The images are nightmarish. The images are terrible. What is being seen right now in Tehran? Is a real revolution. What is happening at this moment? What is going on? And the regime. The Iranian dictatorship has completely cut off the internet throughout the country. Fade to black. They don't want any more images to be seen of the repression being carried out by the Revolutionary Guard along with the militias, the Iranian Basij collectives, who are right now attacking the population with automatic weapons fire, even in the capital, Tehran. The information that's coming in, that's emerging right now on social media, describes a real powder keg where Kurds and other minorities have joined the protests. And I'm really afraid that there's no turning back now. I said that the next 48 hours were going to be crucial, and that tomorrow, Friday, and over the weekend, I predict this is going to be decisive. The Iranian regime is between a rock and a hard place and has no way out, only to move forward and risk everything on one card. Of entire cities that are falling at this moment into total anarchy. It's unstoppable. Total chaos right now in Iran. Notice the difference.
Yeah.
Two dictatorships in the world right now that are on the edge of the cliff, the Venezuelan one on one hand and the Iranian one on the other. People out in the streets of Iran burning everything without caring. What's the outcome of history? Still, there's good news in Venezuela today. By the way, the release of political prisoners, victims of the Chavismo dictatorship, both Venezuelan and foreign victims. Let's hope everyone is released soon and can return home. We'll discuss that and what's happening later, since everything is connected. The fall of Nicolas Maduro was going to cause an earthquake in the dictatorships of Africa and also the Middle East. One of them, without a doubt, is Iran. Its great benefactor, its great ally. Now, they no longer have that Venezuelan support, that oil sales. Now they are alone, more alone than ever. And people know this. They know it so well that they've lost their fear. They've completely lost their fear of the institutions. Police stations burning, television channels in Isfahan set on fire. What's happening right now is absolute madness. Listen up, I have breaking news. Right now, there's a meeting at the Pentagon to analyze what's happening, what's going on in Iran, very, very closely, and also in Israel. Everything is ready in case a surgical intervention is needed to deliver the final blow to the Ayatollah's dictatorship. a dictatorship that has caused years of suffering for the people. There we see them burning the banners of the generals who fell in the 12-day war. Fear is gone. Now there's freedom. In some cities of Tehran, there are already new winds and a promising future, but there is still blood to be shed. Unfortunately, a lot more. I'm afraid that in the coming hours there will be a complete challenge from the regime, but also from the protesters. Look at the images, and now we'll discuss the context and details. What might happen? We're going to do a complete analysis of where this whole story is leading, where it's heading. It's extremely serious because Iran could launch a missile attack at any moment. Iran could try to push forward by launching a terrible attack against Israel and against the United States of America. It's a likely scenario and also very possible given the situation we have right now. Donald Trump has spoken about Falabi. He said he likes him, that he's a good guy, but that it's not his time right now and he doesn't think it's the right moment. And that from these protests, we have to see which leaders emerge and what plans they have for Iran's future. Did he tell him, like with Maria Karina, it's not your time, you're a good person, but you're out of the game? Look, the Isfahan television station is completely burning, the entire television channel. Images from before the internet blackout. Footage that comes to prove and show the real situation of what's happening, of what's going on right now in Iran. I repeat, internet blackout. Even so, Elon has opened Starlink for free so that we can continue to have some kind of information about what's happening right now. But it has to be good. It doesn't have to be good. Because the situation, without a doubt, for the regime is one of collapse. It's a total downfall. And it doesn't have any future, none at all. Russia has launched, it seems, an attack with Oreshnik missiles. These missiles, armed with conventional ammunition, but launched from a nuclear vector. That is, it's a nuclear-capable missile, but it's armed with conventional ammunition. It seems that the Oreshnik has been launched again tonight in Ukraine. Also, they've sent a message to Washington. We call on Washington to immediately cease its illegal actions against the sailor and other vessels engaged in illicit activities at sea. We reiterate our demands that the United States ensure proper treatment of the Russian citizens on board the vessel. I don't think they are sailors, and that's not a sailor either. And I think that it's actually a spy ship that they sent to gather information about United States operations. I'm convinced of that. And when I see Russia putting so much emphasis on this issue, sending a submarine and going to so much trouble, there's more to this story, but I also want to tell you something. From my point of view, it's all part of a plan. Thanks to the new situation in Venezuela, this moon.
But listen carefully. Not a single drop of oil can leave here for the United States if they attack.
Not even a drop under any circumstances.
If they're willing to buy our oil, we sell it. Petróleos de Venezuela Sociedad Anónima released a statement today.
This is key. Donald Trump. Access to the largest or some of the largest oil reserves in the world has been secured. The commercial use of all of them has been guaranteed, and a sustainable energy source has been ensured. In the event of war, it was the last piece that Donald Trump needed to unleash hell on Iran. That the Persian Gulf could be closed and that the United States of America could continue to survive in the face of a wartime economy that is coming. Whether it's with China, with Russia, or with Iran itself, it doesn't matter. Now, it really has all the pieces with that Operation Southern Spear, which started as drug trafficking and ended up being about oil. There's one thing we need to be clear about and keep very much in mind. All the events that are happening are being connected while they're taking place, both in Venezuela and in the Middle East. They have a pattern. We have already experienced this before. It's a generational collapse of a lifestyle, of an ideology, of a way of understanding the world that comes to its end, comes to its final point. Communism, as we know it, is something that will disappear, that will remain only in a few places in Africa or in North Korea or even in China itself. In the end, all of this will end up disappearing, but not before a great conflict happens. Will a massive confrontation happen soon with forces, or does it have to happen? Possibly triggered in Iran, given the situation we're seeing right now, that we're hearing, that we're witnessing. Other actors and powers, including the United States, will also be involved. They're trying to limit participation to only those absolutely necessary. The United States said that if there was repression or violence in the streets of Iran, it would intervene. That's exactly what's happening now. It's happening right now. So the United States should intervene. But what has happened in Venezuela? It's a complete change for now. A shift in direction from a dictatorship to a light dictatorship. Light. Why do they sell oil to the enemy, to the empire? Now they're releasing political prisoners. They say they want to talk.
To state institutions. They have decided to release a significant number of Venezuelan and foreign individuals, and these release processes are happening right now. Consider this gesture from the Bolivarian government with a broad intention of seeking peace as the contribution that each and every one of us must make to ensure that our republic continues its peaceful life and pursuit of prosperity.
There is one thing that needs to be clear about this. We need to be clear about this. Complete happiness for those who have managed to escape the regime, who will have many stories to tell. Thank you. Go ahead. Thank you all. A new life for them, a sad life, recovering from everything some of them have lived through for years. Thank you. It's going to be tough. Political prisoners remain, so the mission isn't accomplished. Thank you. But it's clear, and we can already start to understand that there are demands made in private that are not made in public, obviously, to avoid putting more pressure. Delcy Rodriguez and her brother, who are the ones running the country right now, Delcy and her brother. That is, the Rodriguez dictatorship is no longer the Maduro dictatorship. There have been private demands from the United States for the release of political prisoners, but they want to portray it as a gesture of goodwill from the regime. It doesn't matter. The point is that they're being released, and hopefully they'll all be out soon. All right? Iram.
They've turned off the lights.
They've cut off the internet, cut the electricity, and they've started shooting at everyone.
But they've stopped for a moment, they have.
And you can hear the woman screaming for her freedom. In the middle of the darkness, in the middle of the fire of the dictatorship.
In the fire of the dictatorship. Thank you for watching the video.
I think he's saying, long live the king. Thanks for watching the video. If someone thinks this is already controllable, I have doubts. I have serious doubts. Men, women, losing their fear and respect for the Ayatollah. Young people, it's a revolution of young people as well. It's the future of a country that doesn't want to remain enslaved. And you? Who would have thought? Junior was saying it a while ago, in quotes, who would have thought what? We're going to see Iran like this? Look at the posters of Hezbollah, Al-Quds, Sinjar, all destroyed. It's absolute madness. But people had to protest. Sound of repression, huh? You can hear gunshots. It's too many people now. Just look at the map. Look at the map of the protests. What started in a few places has spread. We showed it the other day. Look at this, family. Because things will go badly for the Ayatollah. Black protests began on December 31, 2025. Red on the first, orange on the second, yellow, on the third, fourth, lime green, on the fifth, green, on the sixth, light, blue on the seventh, dark blue on the eighth, purple on the ninth. Iran is very likely to lose the west of the country. The Ayatollahs are going to lose it. And there, in those places where the protests are happening, they want even more. You will know. Yam? They are the main or among the main missile bases of the regime. If the regime loses control of that strategic area, it's game over. It's total defeat, and they won't be able to do anything else. Jennifer Griffey just spoke, who is, to explain to you, the head of the National Security Spokesperson's office. She claimed there are no changes in military stance or increased forces in the Middle East due to Iran's anti-government protests. This is false. Because we've been seeing for quite a while now that more troops and more aircraft are arriving in the Middle East. And in addition, effective patrols are being carried out 24 hours a day in the Persian Gulf area. So, that's not the case. What we're going to do now is check Flight Radar to see what's happening right now. Family, we need a lot of likes. Thank you so much. As you can tell or see, I'm not only tired, I'm also sick. I think it was my turn to get sick too. But It was my turn to get sick, too. But well, I'm fine. I'm hanging in there. We're going little by little, a bit slower than usual. Obviously, we're going more calmly, but things are happening. I wanted to show you. Sorry, I just completely lost my train of thought. Ah, yes, Flight Radar. And, well, you can ask your questions in the chat. I encourage you to ask questions in the chat. Because what may come is clear. This matters for Israel and the world. It's important for LATAM, for everyone. The fall of Iran, thank you. It's something very powerful, isn't it? It's a dictatorship that has defied the whole planet, that wants to destroy everyone, that believes some kind of Mahdi is going to come, and that he's going to take them all away in a literal spaceship. Come on, that's exactly what these people believe. Let's go to Flight Radar, because what the national security spokesperson was saying just isn't true. Here we see how a C-17A is heading toward the Middle East, and we can see it. This little big plane, well, it's not really little because it's huge. There it is, heading toward the Middle East. Right now, tankers are conducting combat patrols in Iraq, providing support. Take a look at what we have here. A drone flying around in Bahrain. Soon, the night patrol and others will take off. Let's check the airspace, since that's important. There have been various reports. Look, that's Iran. That's Iran. Look at what's happening right now. They just let a group through of planes through an area of the country, but Iran is now turning into a kind of Venezuela. Everyone is avoiding its airspace. And that's because there are serious possibilities that there could be a missile launch, for example. We have already seen this scenario. We've seen it before. Attention, family, we have breaking news. We have breakingnews.com. Exclusive footage. Pay attention to this. Breaking news right now. Breaking news, breaking news. Breaking news right now.
Oh.
The answer from Russia to the assault on the Russian oil tanker. Pay attention to what we're about to see now. The same. That's why Donald Trump wants Greenland. At 11:46 local time, in Ukraine, it's received an Oreshnik missile attack. Again, we'll remove the strategies and YouTube icons for a moment. Look at the top right. Everyone, pay close attention. You'll witness hell's fall. Oh my goodness. We see it again. What looks like lightning, those are missiles. Total escalation in Ukraine. Right now, the launch of the Oreshnik The launch of the Oreshnik is confirmed over Ukraine. We hear the sound.
Oh my god.
What madness. Wow. That's unstoppable right now. I think it's unstoppable at those speeds. Change the title right now. Let's change the title. It's serious. We have a second video, but this one is with cruise missiles. They've left parts of Ukraine in the dark.
The drone arrives. A small plane, my linky. And it goes down.
Oh my god.
Whoa. There's no time. Oh. The drone is coming.
It's a subsonic cruise missile, not a drone.
A small plane, my linky. And it goes down.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh my god, the world as you can see right now is ungovernable. Official reports talk about the Oreshnik missile was launched in a province in western Ukraine near the border with Europe. Does anyone want more? What just happened tonight is no joke. It's no coincidence. We're going to go to the map to see where this landed. Lviv area, border with Poland. Total madness, huh? Total madness. Hypersonic missiles launched on Ukraine. Residents reported that a total of 10 explosions were heard earlier in the city of Lviv, in western Ukraine. Just minutes after air raid alerts sounded across the country, it is believed that an intermediate-range ballistic missile by Oreshnik was possibly launched against Lviv by Russia.
Yeah.
This is an escalation, and it is. Furthermore, it appears to have been the target.
Evil.
The system of a thermal plant or electricity or critical infrastructure of the country. Could we talk about a response to the tanker incident? You need to understand, this missile, and I stress this, isn't ordinary. This is the second time this weapon has been used in combat. In Ukraine. And it can travel more than 2,000 kilometers at speeds of Mach 10. But it's not the only place where there are fires. Serious also in Syria. There will be fighting in Aleppo. Iran, Syria, Ukraine, Venezuela.
Hello.
What's going to happen here? What's going to happen here? Family?
Yeah.
He's scared. It's scary.
Oh.
Because war is horrible, terrible. And now we're playing with bigger things, more dangerous things. Thank you very much, Ana Ortiz, for becoming a member. I love girls from Iran to Israel. Jai, welcome Maniac, welcome also Manuel. Thank you, Angel Mock Forever. I'm a follower, but very bad. Analysis that Iran will attack the United States of America. With what? Okay, now I'll explain this to you. Now I'll talk to you about this, Angel. Thank you so much. Those missiles reach the United States of America. Now we'll talk, David. Thanks so much to Israel. Jai. Thank you for your super chat, my friend. News asks us this. I'm a poor follower. Analysis, how could Iran attack the United States of America? Iran has in its arsenal, with missiles that can reach the United States. Does it have them? In fact, I'm going to look it up for you here so you can see it. The same rockets that are used for Iran's civil space program, which is financed, designed, and built by the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. They're the ones who provide the money and all the technology. The engineers have developed dual-use civil rockets to launch satellites or to launch missiles, or converted into missiles with conventional and non-conventional weapons. That means that what we are or what could happen, right? Well, it's important. Look, this is the famous missile that they can put into space. And when a weapon like this reaches space, it practically has unlimited range. They can reach anywhere, they can be placed anywhere, and they can fall anywhere. It's obvious that if it's not a nuclear weapon, it doesn't have the same punch, it doesn't have the same impact. But would this type of device be able to reach a very high speed when re-entering the United States? Exactly what you saw in the Oreshnik video. At those speeds, we could be talking, not hypersonic speeds and free fall from space, but during the re-entry of a warhead. They've likely already tested it somewhere and done it that way. Look, it's really launched like a combat missile. It's mounted on a truck, it's launched, and it reaches space, and you can place a warhead up there. So it's not a bad analysis. Intelligence sources say this, a lot of people say it. And one of the important points that the United States was also worried about was that Iran had a missile factory in Venezuela, and of drones, especially drones more than missiles, to prevent them from being used in case of a confrontation with Iran, to launch drones from the southern sector of the United States of America, Miami, Florida. This whole area could have been the target of this type of 2,000-kilometer drone attacks, but the biggest threat is this. They are ballistic missiles capable of reaching Europe and other regions. And, well, I hope that if you want to go deeper, you can look it up. You can search for more information on the internet. Or we can bring out the video of the missile program we made one day. We have a video made especially for this topic, where we talk about all the logistics and technology implemented by Iran. Look, check out this video. What we're seeing is a space device, and what they're officially attaching to it is a satellite. In the future, it could be a nuclear bomb or a warhead and be launched against the United States of America. Work? They've launched it the first times they failed, but now it's operational and it's something they do have. Anyway, they can also attack with cells on the ground. They can attack with operatives. They have infiltrated inside the United States of America to attack critical infrastructure or carry out sabotage activities. Iran has many options, and you should never underestimate the enemy. They told me this in Israel. They told me at the time, planes in Israel, you can hear them, they say around here. Strategies. They say a supply line near the attack may have been affected. Its gas source at a depot in Stray, in E province. Leif. A cold winter is coming. A cold winter is coming. Unfortunately, in Jerusalem, we hear planes, and each time we later learn about an attack on the enemy. Yosef tells us this. Air patrols are ongoing. And there have to be air patrols at all times, because the thing is, well, it is what it is. It is what it is. Here we are watching the launch of that Iranian missile. Going up into space, reaching the upper layers of the atmosphere, also being released a 2-stage missile. Now we're going to see it there. The missile goes up and now it's going to deploy. That is, the first propulsion stage is going to separate. There it is, first stage separation. And now the second stage is going to ignite. Look, Iranian space debris that stays floating, orbiting in space. And they're dangerous, you know? They're dangerous. There it is, the second stage is firing up. To get farther away. Well, these ones are dead. Salami and Sarasati are dead. But yes, for them it's obvious, and that's where it's shown, not who was in those images or who was there. They're from the Revolutionary Guard, the chief and missile program head. It's not for civilian use, literally. It's not for civilian use, and they knew it, and we know it, and everyone knows it. Not even the ones from the Kativa are here. From Hezbollah, they're all sitting there watching the show. It's not a complicated issue, huh? It's a complex issue, but tonight, what happened in Ukraine, right next to the border of Europe. A warning to everyone, huh? With a Trump who says, I'm fed up with NATO? Where is the left, which criticizes and condemns interventions in Gaza and Iran, but remains silent in the face of Russia's attacks in Ukraine? 30,000 dead per month. 30,000 dead per month in Ukraine. By regimes like Putin's, like those of the bogged-down air forces, he said, Donald Trump on Iran. Pay attention to what Donald Trump just said about Iran. Breaking news from a couple of hours ago. Trump on Iran. It doesn't look good. I insist on this. Things don't look good When I say it doesn't look good, Donald Trump has spoken about the situation in Iran. And we want to know what he has said. Let's get to it. Let's watch Donald Trump.
Awful 47 years. Well,
I don't want to say it, but I'll tell you, they're not doing well, as you know they say.
I want to say it, but I'm going to tell you, they're not doing it right.
Thank you for the video.
They're doing very poorly, and I have let...
They're doing it very poorly.
They say...
They start killing people, which they tend
They have to stop killing people.
to do during their riots. They have lots of riots.
They say there are a lot of protests.
If they do, we'll strike back hard.
see,
If they start killing people, we're going to hit them very hard. We're going to strike them very hard now.
dozens have been killed. I know you don't do red lines, but have you communicated to them what that limit of your patience is?
They say, I know you don't like to draw red lines.
That's not your style. But what is it? What is the limit?
What's the limit for this? Well,
Some have been killed by, problems of crowd control and other things. We're watching it very closely. The crowds are so large, there's been a stampede. There's been 3 stampedes and people have been killed.
there have been 3 stampedes. People have been killed.
And I'm not sure I can necessarily hold somebody responsible for that. They know, and they've been told even more strongly than I'm telling you now, that if they do that...
He says, I've told them, and I've told them much more clearly than I'm telling you right now.
They're going to have to pay you.
Van a tener que pagar.
Donald J. Trump telling the Ayatollah, if you keep this up, you're going to have to pay. There's no set number for Donald Trump, and when Donald Trump says stop, you have to stop. I've asked Delcy. Padrino has understood it. They've understood it in other places. They've told him, when you have to stop, you have to stop.
Awful 47-year tyranny.
I don't want to say it, but they're not doing well. They're doing very poorly, as you probably know. And I have let them know that if they start killing people, which they tend to do during their riots, they have lots of riots. If they do it, we're going to hit them very hard.
Now, dozens have been killed. I know you don't do red lines, but have you communicated to them what that limit of your patience is?
Some have been killed by, problems of crowd control and...
Attention to this. Attention to this. Senior officials at the White House excluded deliberately. The Director of National Intelligence, attention, Tulsi Gabbard, from the planning related to operations against Venezuela. Since last summer, according to people with knowledge of the matter who spoke with the Wall Street Journal. Meanwhile, President Trump and his national security team met last week at Mar-a-Lago to make the final preparations for the operation to capture President Nicolas Maduro. Gabbard, unaware of the operation, posted beach photos of herself in Hawaii on social media. President Trump does not have a very close relationship with Gabbard, according to what a senior administration official stated, and he wanted to limit the number of people who knew about the mission against Caracas, the capital of Venezuela. She didn't need to know, an official added about Tulsi Gabbard, about Gabbard. Even among fellow Republicans, they don't trust, they don't have confidence. We have a second video, family. Second video of the Oreshnik missiles in Ukraine. Let's take a look now. Another angle of the attack at 11:46 at night in Ukraine. Pay attention to this. Left edge of the camera. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Unstoppable. I also think maybe they could go without carrying anything, huh? You don't see big explosions. Instead, you see a glow and hear an impact. Clearly, an explosion. Last time, I think it was mentioned that they weren't loaded with ammunition. They just wanted to send a message. I don't know this time, but I think there should be a NATO meeting in the next few hours. A NATO meeting should be called soon, because hypersonic munitions are being launched just kilometers from their border. Just kilometers from their border. This will also make Trump angrier. Now he's probably going to take another aircraft carrier, another oil tanker, or he's going to send cruise missiles to Ukraine. Most likely. News also from 2 minutes ago. United States Customs and Border Protection agents shot 2 people in Portland. New videos from Iran 5 minutes ago. Tonight will be long for Iran, and this Friday even longer. This is Tehran. And pay attention. It also seems that from Venezuela, they have taken a tactic to bypass the sanctions, sending oil tankers out to the Atlantic and oil tankers to the Caribbean towards Panama. Right now, the United States of America is tracking oil tankers that have left Venezuela under sanctions. They seem to want to mock us of Trump's entire organization. And let's see how this turns out for him. Arashi is in Lebanon. Arashi is in Lebanon. I don't think he'll launch an attack while Arashi is in Lebanon. These protests are more organized and more widespread than what we had seen before. There's still some left. There's still some left. Lizzie tells us over here. Greetings to, I think he's taking it out on Ukraine because of the oil that the United States took from him. Yes, possibly. Yes, probably. Yes, we're probably seeing this. We're very likely seeing this kind of action right now with what's happening. Yeah, me forever Cuban. Thank you very much. Cuba will be free soon. We will also visit Cuba. The missing left? We're still live. Family, your likes and comments are very important right now. In military strategies, we're already on our way to 500,000. We're beginning a new adventure. A new adventure begins now. And we all have to experience it together. New video from the Oreshnik. New Oreshnik video. Oh my, thank you so much to the internal strategies team that's sending me information in real time. It's impossible to do this show without you. Let's see what we have here. 1 second. Let's look. Let's see. Real time.
Very good, very good, very good.
It won't let me copy. These are a drone attack on Kiev. This is a drone attack. It's not the Oreshnik. I'll see if it lets me copy the link because I'm having trouble copying it. Unfortunately, I can't do it. I don't know why. I'm trying, but I can't. But yes, it's hellish. It's completely hellish, and the situation doesn't look good at all. Let's go. Let's go to Fly Radar to see what's happening, what's going on right now in the skies over Iran. Corridors. Iraq corridor closed. This area in Iraq is currently closed. In this area here, Iran has deactivated the automatic dependent surveillance system so that planes can't be seen. Did a plane just disappear right now? Look, let's do a quick playback. Look, these planes... How are they going to disappear? Practically immediately? 1 second. Let's select day 9. We have to update. We need to update. Let's see. I think they're using some kind of system so that you can't see aircraft movements. This is something new that we hadn't seen until now. It still doesn't allow me to move forward because the change hasn't been made in Flight Radar. But if they're using something to hide information so you can't see what's going on here, we must stay alert if Ayatollah's plane departs for Russia. He could leave at any moment heading north. So,
anything can happen. Anything can happen. Come on, family. We're still seeing things that are happening.
planes are being heard in Israel, but it could be part of a training exercise. The Iranian leader, huh? Reza Pahlavi. Millions of Iranians tonight demanded his freedom in response to the regime. He has cut all lines of communication, blocked the internet, cut landlines, and might even try to interfere with satellite signals. I want to thank the free world President Trump for reiterating his promise to hold the regime accountable. Others, including European leaders, should now follow his example, speak out, and take stronger action supporting the Iranian people. I ask you to use all available technical, financial, and diplomatic resources to restore communication. Right now, we don't know what's happening inside Iran, and that's serious. There's an information blackout. The European Union? No one is demanding anything right now, Nightmare. To know or find out what's happening inside Iran. And that's serious because we don't know exactly what's happening with the thousands of protesters who are demonstrating. Tomorrow we'll probably start hearing about real massacres that these fools are going to commit against their own people. It's terrible. It's horrible. But unfortunately, from what we see around here, it's not going to be easy. They're not going to leave through the back door. They want to leave with a bang in a big way. Let's see. Iran has had no internet for the past 2 hours. The videos we watch, the videos that come in, will be very few from people who have Starlink. If there's no Starlink, there are no videos. They've completely cut off the internet, so there won't be any information about what's happening or what's going on. Unfortunately, that's how it is. That's how it is. There are family members right now in Venezuela who are very nervous because they can't find their missing loved ones among the people who are being held.
There is information. Yep.
About Juan Pablo Guanipa, who seems to be on the list. But we don't know if he has been released or not. It's pretty tense there. We don't know who has been released or not. We still haven't seen images of those released or of any of them. We'll confirm when the families say so. Please, let's be serious about this. And patience. Seriousness. We shouldn't celebrate too much yet because they haven't come out. And not everyone has come out. Not everyone has come out. Tremendous. Family. As I told you, I'm pretty sick, so I'm going to rest today because honestly, I'm exhausted. If anything else happens, I'm going to save a little bit of the battery I have left, just in case something else happens tonight and we go live with you again. We have to be very alert. Things are happening really fast. And we need to start connecting all of them together, a global perspective, and maybe start preparing ourselves for what's coming. See you next episode on military strategies. Best regards.